Hey everyone, how are you doing today? I hope you're having an absolutely wonderful day. If you are new to my channel, hi! Thank you so much for stopping by. Today is going to be makeup confessions. No, this is a makeup inventory video. I do this twice a year. First of all, because I know you guys like it. I know I like to watch these videos too. It's always fun to kind of snoop into other people's collections and see what they have. But this is also a really good way for me to keep track from year to year or every 6 months exactly what is going on in my makeup collection. I do that in more than one way, like I keep track of my spending and everything, but this is just another way, like visually even, to compare how I am doing from year to year. So for each category, I will show you a picture of my makeup stash. Before we get started, I have to tell you my tea of the day, like I always do. I found a sample of this in my stash and I was so excited because I thought I was out of this tea. This is one of my favorite teas. It's from Tea Viver. This is the Golden Monkey black tea. It's a very pretty kind of curly black and golden tea. When you smell the leaves, it smells like rich chocolate, and it's the same when you taste it. It has very intense kind of cocoa notes. Wow, what a fabulous black tea. I have to reorder this. Okay, if you see me looking down, I'm looking at my tablet with my notes here. Let's start with sunscreen. So I'll put up on the screen my current sunscreen stash. I currently have 5 of these. I'm really proud of that. I do wear sunscreen every single day. 6 months ago, I had 8 of them. So that means that in the last 6 months, I have used up 3. That is very good. And I'm happy with that. I could do with less, but sometimes I get in like this mode where I want to try sunscreens. I don't know, but I'm not too worried about this number. I will be easily using these up. Next up is primer. I currently have 2 primers. 6 months ago, I also had 2 primers. So I know I decluttered one to a friend. So I would have 3 if not for that. I did not use any up. That one from Euphoria came in PR. So now I have a hydrating primer and a smoothing primer. I find I'm not really much of a primer person. It takes me a really time to use them up. So 2 is good for me. Eye primer, I currently only have 1. 6 months ago, I also had 1. It was the same one. I'm still going through this one. From Lorac. Glitter glue, 1, it's the same one that I've had for the past couple of years. I use so little of this, it looks like a full tube. This is the NYX glitter glue. I don't really need another one. For foundation, I used to separate this into like BB cream or versus foundation. I think of all the products I have left, I would put them all in the foundation category. So the way I was counting them 6 months ago, I had 4. Now I'm counting them as 7. I do think a couple of those I was counting at the BB cream, CC cream category, because I don't think any of these are new. Oh, maybe one. I take that back. That Soul one, that's like body makeup from ColourPop. That one I did buy last summer. So yeah, 1 new foundation since then. This is a category I'm really trying to hold myself accountable in. I like to try new foundations, but it takes a long time to finish them, and I don't like the idea of putting old foundation on my face. So I'm not letting myself buy a new one until I finish up a couple of these. For concealer, I'm currently at 4. This low number, oh, and 6 months ago I had 3, and I just repurchased that one from e.l.f. I really love that one so much. I like having a small concealer collection. It's another category that takes me a long time to go through. And again, I don't want to be putting old concealer on my face. So 4 is good for me here. Oh, I have 1 color corrector now. 6 months ago, I didn't have one. I picked up this Smashbox X Becca under eye corrector in, I think, one of the Ulta sales. 1 little pink corrector like this is good for me. I definitely do not need any more. Loose powder, I recently decluttered this a little bit. 6 months ago I had 3 and now I have 2. I have a matte one and a glowy one. I find myself very like into learning about powder for some reason, but it's still kind of like a mysterious thing to me. Like if the things like finishing powders, buffing powders, like when people talk about lavender powder and pink powder, like I get the concept, but I've never experimented with that. And it takes me so long to go through powder that at the moment 2 is more than sufficient for me. Same with pressed powder. This is the one I use under my eyes every single day, or not, I guess not every single day. Every time I use under eye powder, it's the number 7 powder. Since months ago, I had 2 of these, so I must have decluttered one. I don't even remember what other one I had. So yeah, I must have decluttered one. Powder bronzer, I have 2, one of which is a mini. This is the same 2 I had 6 months ago. I'm very, very slow to buy new bronzers because I tend to be very light-handed with bronzer. I've been getting slowly more into bronzer, but yeah, I have not been purchasing them. Cream bronzer, 6 months ago I had none, and now I have 2 of them. This is where I tend to be more interested in bronzers. The cream bronzers that have been coming out, I really like the 2 that I have. And for contour, I have one. This is another e.l.f. putty bronzer, but it's in the shade that's like super, super cool toned. I was going to give this to someone just because I don't use it very often, but I decided to keep it for the very rare occasion that I do want a super cool toned contour. Okay, moving into powder highlighter. 6 months ago, I had 8, one of which was a mini. Now I have 7. So I think I did a little bit of decluttering, and I have picked up a couple. The newest one in my collection is that Natasha Denona Super Glow. I've been getting more into highlighter. I used to not be a highlighter person at all, but that was because I had oily skin. I didn't need any help with the glow. Now I'm embracing the glow. I've been enjoying it. My cream and liquid highlighters. 6 months ago, I had 5. Now I have 6, and I have been really enjoying those. I really enjoy highlighter, which odd coming out of my mouth. All right, now we get into blush. I love blush. I'm just gonna preface that. I love blush. It's a category that it takes me a very long time to use up, and I still allow myself to indulge because I love it so much. I like having different finishes. I like having powders and creams. I like having different colors. It just makes me happy. So let's get into powder blush. 6 months ago, I had 10. Now I have 12, which this picture you're looking at, I was running out of light and I did not have time to lay out all my blushes so you could see them. Plus, I had just rearranged them and I really didn't want to take them out again. So you're looking at a picture of both cream and powders. So powders in that picture, there's 12 of them. For creams, there's 35. Yeah, that's a lot of blush. Whew, but I love them. I do rotate through them and I use them. The ones that are set off to the left there, those are the ones that were in my Shop My Stash. So I just set them next to my bin of blush there. I do love blush so, so much. Again, very unnecessary. No one needs this much blush, but I like it. Face palettes, I have 3 of these. 6 months ago, I only had 1. And since then, I have picked up the Natasha Denona one. And I think previously I might have counted the Milani little blush palette there in my just blush category. Now I'm counting it in the actual palette category. So 3 of those. For setting sprays, 6 months ago I had 5 of them. Now I have 4. I have been slowly going through these and using them up. I find that I would only need 2. One for long-lasting makeup and one for more of like a refreshing dewy mist type thing. So I definitely don't need this many, and I won't be buying any this year for sure. Lipsticks, bullet lipsticks. So 6 months ago, I had 26. Now I have 29, so I have picked up a few. I've been getting a lot more into lipsticks ever since I have figured out my preferred kind of lipstick. I really like sheer lipsticks, whether they're satin or whether they're balmy. I do like a more sheer lipstick. So anyway, 29 of those. I'm loving them. Lip liners. 6 months ago, I had 11. Now I have 12. And I'm trying to decide where that one came from. Oh, I remember. I purchased one from M Cosmetics. There we go. That's where that one came from. I try to be very, very slow in buying any lip liners because they take a very long time to use up. If you've ever tried to use up a lip liner, especially a wooden pencil lip liner, holy moly, it takes a long time. So yes, 12, I'm happy with that number. I do have a couple like duplicate shades from like different brands. I wouldn't mind paring down the shades a little bit to be able to pick up other shades that I don't have, but that will take me a while to use those up. So yeah, very slow going on purchasing lip liner, which is good. That's very good. Lip gloss. Oh, this is a category I am so proud of because previously I have had over 30 in my collection before. I think at the beginning of 2021, yes, I had 34. Since then I have slowly been working through them and trying really hard not to buy new ones, even though I love to try lip gloss. I feel like every time I use up 2 maybe lip glosses, I've been letting myself buy one just because I do love lip gloss. I like to try them, so I don't want to like completely go on a no buy, but it seems to be working because now I'm down to 20 lip glosses. That is fantastic. I would love to be under 15. So this year again will be a huge, hopefully use up year for lip gloss. Lip oils and liquid lip balms I have in the same category. I had 7 in June of last year. Oh, and now I have 8. And that's because I picked up that one from M Cosmetics. Liquid lipsticks. 6 months ago I had 3, now I have 4. I recently just picked up that lip vinyl from Maybelline. I enjoy having a few of these, but I definitely don't need a large collection, so I'm happy with that number. Then I have like an other category of lip products that includes things like lip stains, lip clouds in this category. 6 months ago I had 9 and now I have 7. Okay, now lip balm. This category has weirdly gone up and I think it's because I did get some gifted to me and I had to buy the Avatar Jasmine tea from lip mask from ColourPop. So anyway, back in June I had 5, now I have 8. Even though I have been working very hard on using these up, the ones I have are taking me a bit. I really like to keep those Glossier Balm.coms in my purse. Really, really nice for that. Okay, now let's get into eye products. So like packaged singles, powder singles, not creams. I only have 3 of these, which is fine. I don't like to collect too many of these. 6 months ago, I also had 3, but these are not the same 3. I must have decluttered one and then purchased one. Cream and liquid shadows. Oh, now this is where I do a lot of collecting. I do like these. So back in June, I had 54 and now I have 50. So I have tried to cool it in the past few months with purchasing these, and I have given some to friends, which is why it has gone down by 4. I still see myself try this kind of product from time to time, but hopefully not to the same extent as I have in the past. Cream eyeshadow sticks. I just gave a bunch of these away to my friends. I decided that I just was not using them very much. So back in June I had 8, now I have 4. And I am counting that KVD Dazzle stick as like a stick, I guess, because technically it is, even though it's definitely not the same as those other products, but it's in this category. Mascaras, this is it's like a constantly rotating category. Back in June I had 12, now I have 10. 3 of those are open. They just seem to come into my collection even though I have not purchased a ton of them. I think last year I only bought a couple that I wanted to try, and then otherwise you get them gift with purchase, and I've had other people give me minis that they got with their gift with purchase and they just didn't want it, and I'm like, yeah, I'll try that mascara, and so I end up with these mascaras. So anyway, I still have 10. Eyeliners, I have 12 of them. 6 months ago I had 9. All 3 of the new ones were recently gifted to me, so that's where I got new eyeliners from. Otherwise, I have not been buying them, because again, these take me a really long time to use up. I usually just wear brown eyeliner. Eyebrow products. This includes pencils, clear gels, and tinted gels. I currently have 5. 6 months ago, I had 8. That makes me really happy to get this number down a little bit. All I need is a tinted gel, a clear gel, and a pencil. So I'm happy to be whittling this number down as well. Now we get into powder eyeshadow singles, the magnetic ones that are in palettes. I love these. Last year, just because of the type of low buy I was doing, I don't think I bought any. Did I? I might have purchased 1 or 2, but not like I usually have in years past, and I just did a declutter. So back in June, I had 147, now I have 132. That tracks for how many I got rid of, I think. After trying out different formulas and things, I've definitely narrowed down what I like. And I'm kind of thinking that now I want to try a couple brands that I haven't before. I kind of want to try Lethal Cosmetics. I don't know, that might be a rabbit hole I shouldn't go down to avoid buying more of these, but I do like making single palettes out of these. So anyway, I really enjoy my singles collection. Now we get to the last category. It's probably the category that you have all been waiting for. I saved it for last, and that would be eyeshadow palettes. So again, I was running out of time while taking pictures for this. I just grabbed a snapshot of my collection. So back in June, I had 33. Now I have 42, which I never thought I would have this many palettes. But when I look at them, I'm like, they're all palettes that I use and enjoy. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. I just really enjoy my palettes. And if you're frustrated because, you know, this way I have it in this picture, you can't see all that I have, I will have a video coming up very soon, either my next video or very soon anyway, about my 2023 palette collection. So stay tuned for that video. Let's talk about general thoughts about how I feel like I'm doing in categories. I feel like I'm doing very well in certain categories like foundations and concealers, eyeliners, eyebrow products, even categories like mascara and lip gloss where I seem to always have a lot of them. I am working through them and I do use them. This year I do want to try some of the more famous and hyped up drugstore products. Last year I didn't really let myself try a whole lot of them. So I'm definitely still gonna be bringing things into my collection, but the goal is to do it thoughtfully to pick out things that I know I will use, and if I decide that I don't like them, I have no problem giving them away to friends, especially when they're brand new. I generally don't like to return makeup unless it was actually like a bad product, because what they end up doing is just throwing it away. So if I ever have something that I decide is not for me, I do try to find a friend who can use it, and I try to do that relatively quickly once I get it into my collection, decide if I want it or not, so that whoever I give it to, I'm not giving them old makeup. So I think that's the goal for this year, just thoughtful purchasing. And that should be easier than ever this year, considering that I'm finally beginning to hone in on what I like to wear. Quick question at the end of this video. I know you guys had got my back. A friend just gave me this Pacifica Radiance Power Face Powder face palette, and I just tried it today. I used every single product. She gave it to me because she thought it made her face look muddy. I'm thinking I don't look muddy, but sometimes, you know, it can look different on video, on camera. Let me know, how does this look? Anyway, that's a very random thing to throw in at the end of this video. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. I really appreciate you watching this entire video. You guys are the MVPs. Thank you so much. I will see you again very soon in the next one. Bye.